Oh man, I tell you, we're eating good, aren't we? I'm praising a toast already. Not only to the Boba Fett trailer that I need to check out, but Hawkeye was fucking sick. Oh man, I'll tell you, we're eating good. We're eating good. Us pop culture fans are eating good. And Cobra Kai's trailer's probably dropping tomorrow. Fucking brilliant. I love it. I love it. So without any further ado, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Boba Fett trailer because I haven't actually watched said trailer yet. But all I know is it's going to be pretty badass. So I'm going to share the trailer now. Share the trailer now. All right. Oh, man. And I'll tell you what. Jesus Christ. I need to talk about Hawkeye. I really flipping do. Holy episode was so good. Honestly, that episode was just, oh god, it was heart wrenching, absolutely heart wrenching. All right. Okay, now I'm bloody on the Ethernet, so it shouldn't lag. All right. Time to watch the big boy trailer. Copyrighted, I don't give a frog's fat ass. That's never gets old. All right, so he's healing himself. Oh god, he looks sick. Good lord. Love that ship so much.
Left for dead. Sands of Tatooine. I am Boba Fett.
Chills. Oh, chills, absolute chills, absolute flipping chills. Oh god, Tom Anderson, Curious Crow, and King Zion. So, oh god, I mean, yeah, Boba's original design, you can't beat that, but holy hell, doesn't that trailer look flipping tasty? Jesus Christ, man, we're eating good. We're all eating good. I mean, Cobra Kai's trailer is probably going to drop tomorrow. Hawkeye is absolutely amazing, but I need to. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into how good Hawkeye actually is, and I might do this chosen life for probably about an hour, because I need to get some sleep tonight. But I'll talk talk shop for about an hour. But yeah, this trailer, there's not a lot to go off of, but I must say I do like this trailer. I really like this trailer. Ugh. I love how it just like opens up with Boba. Oh man. And this show is going to be so flipping good. Strapping up for duty. That is wallpaper worthy. Oh my god. Chills. Literal chills. Oh, fed him to the bloody... Oh, fed him below. Fed him below. Just like Jabba did. Oh, man. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I'm getting some feedback. What a time to be alive. What an absolute time to be alive. Oh, gosh. I literally have no words other than that trailer looks flipping sick. All I know is Boba Fett's going to be amazing. That's just all. I just want to. a show to explore that criminal underworld just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Let me put up an image. Hang on. I love this. Like, Boba Fett is literally like the kingpin of Star Wars. Like, I love it. I love this. I absolutely love it. Honestly, really do. It's just like, oh man. Oh, I don't know what to be more excited for. Book of Boba Fett, Cobra Kai tomorrow, Hawkeye, or No Way Home. I just don't know what to be excited for. Like, I tell you what, if you're a pop culture fan, like, there is no better time than now to be alive. Like, fucking hell. Oh, blows my mind. I just love how, like, Boba's taken this like kingpin route. Like, he's taken lessons from Dominic Toretto for one. You know, I'm not going to rule with fear, but with respect. But what I love about this trailer is it really delves into the underbelly of Star Wars even more so than Mandalorian did. I think that's what everyone thought Mandalorian was going to be. And the king is in the chat. I think that's what everyone thought Mandalorian was going to be. And it started out that way for all intents and purposes. But then, as obviously Grogu was introduced, or Baby Yoda, it started to go that sort of route. I think Boba Fett's show is sort of going to carry on with the criminal underworld. And what better person to lead the line than Tamora? I'm so happy for Tamora Morrison. This guy absolutely nailed it as Jango Fett. Absolutely nailed it. And if you want me to be completely honest, I don't feel like Boba Fett holds a candle to Jango Fett just because we've seen Jango do more. Boba Fett gets killed by a blind man who is literally just woken up out of carbon freezing. But this show has made, and his appearance in Mandalorian season 2 has made Boba Fett's character, at least for me, the canon version of him, just elevate up like several notches. It's incredible. Mandalorian season 3 is in the pipeline, but it's not coming soon, not yet. But it's in the pipeline. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Din Djarin actually appears in this show. I think his voice is actually in the first trailer. So yeah. I like how Canon Boba differentiates from Legends Boba. One is an underground mob leader, the other is the ruler of the Mandalore. Exactly. It's underground mob leader, and the other one's the ruler. Like, it's crazy. Like, pretty much that's what Mandalorian season 3 will have. Is they'll have that angle where Din Djarin is the ruler. That's the kind of route they're going to go with this. For at least for me. So the underground mob leader will be Boba, and then the ruler of the Mandalorians, I think that'll go to Din Djarin. Hey Phoenix, what's up, dude? But yeah, I think I totally agree. I like how there's that differentiating point, yet they're still so similar and so connected. It's dope. I love it. I really do love it. Really, really do love it. But I will say this though, I do love Boba's new look. I think it's clean. I think it's fresh as hell. And I was talking about this to the guys recently. What I think will happen is you all remember that from the Clone Wars movie, you had Jabba the Hutt's son. You had Jabba the Hutt's son in the mix. This is what I think is going to happen. Jabba now being out there's now a power vacuum. There's now a power vacuum for someone to take up that reign. And that's clearly going to be Boba Fett. However, this little guy from the Clone Wars movie, I think he'll be at the age now within the timeline where he might come at the end of season 1 and say, "Hey, Boba, you're not family. Why are you involved here?" And then that will start the turf war in Star Wars. There'll be a turf war in Star Wars. I'm calling it now. Boba will rule season 1. He'll be building his empire for all intents and purposes. And then by the end of the first season, he'll make enough noise for Jabba the Hutt's son to say, "Hey, how dare you sit where my dad was? You don't deserve that. You don't." And then, I mean, Dave Filoni's involved in this, and that was the first project that Dave Filoni worked on, was the Clone Wars movie. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Rotter the Huttlet show up as Rotter the Hutt, fully grown, paying off that line from the Clone Wars movie where, you know, Ahsoka's like, "Oh, he's so cute." And Anakin says, "Oh, just wait until you see what he'll grow into." Quite literally, You might see Rotter the Huttler in this as a full-on Hutt. And then it'll be him and Boba competing for rule of the intergalactic space lanes. Like, oh, love it. I would like them to. I really would. I mean, if we're gonna be completely honest about it, characters like Boba Fett and Maul and Windu, they should be dead. But fan power brought Darth Maul back using dark magic and Night Sister magic. Boba Fett, he survived in Legends anyway. But I would like them to show us. Hey TCK, what's up, dude? Oh, Hawkeye was good. I'm gonna get into Hawkeye in the second half of this. I could totally see a civil war. I could totally see it. I mean, I would like to see how Boba actually escaped, because there is physical damage that has been done upon him. As you can see per his entrance in Mandalorian season 2, his face is all charred. You know, he's got all these cybernetic parts all over him, because, you know, the thing is, when you're in the Sarlacc pit, you're not eaten right away. You're slowly digested over 1,000 odd years. Like, that's excruciatingly painful. Like, you're obviously going to die probably within the first few weeks, and your body will be digested that long. But show us the process. How did Boba get out of that pit? Like, how did he fight his way out? I would honestly love a flashback. Maybe what they could do, similar to Mandalorian season 2, where you had flashbacks of Din Djarin interacting with hang on, interacting with battle droids. So basically, where he was from, like, battle droids were attacking his village, and then he was a foundling because the clan had taken him in. So he's a foundling. So they could do something similar, but I would really flipping love them to show us how he escaped from that Sarlacc pit and the level of damage that has been inflicted upon him. And just per this image here that I'm about to share, this will give you all an idea into what it was that Boba had to endure during his time in the Sarlacc pit. Hey, Dennis, what's up? Yeah, exactly. We only have details from the book. Like, I would really like us to see it on screen, how Boba actually survived. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the full image, because it's kind of it's really, really small. Really, really small. Let me see how it comes up. But essentially, it's like this. Let me see if I can zoom in. 1 second. Hang on. There we go. Not the greatest quality because I've zoomed in all the way, but essentially, like this is the inside of the Sarlacc pit. Like, when you go through the mouth, excuse the way I'm wording it, you go through the mouth bit, and you're in the stomach area. This is what Boba would have had to endure: is all the toxins, all the acids, all the inner workings of the Sarlacc pit trying to digest him. And we could see him like fighting his way out of there, clawing, scratching, using his flamethrower, using his jetpack, using his rocket, using his blasters. Like, every single trick that Boba has ever had be used in the scene of him escaping. Like, I would honestly love it. Just little, maybe not a full-on scene, but maybe flashbacks, glimpses. Like, when he's in the Bacta tank getting revitalized, we flash back to the moment that Boba is in the pit. Man, I'm just thinking, like, how could this scene play out? How could this scene play out? Oh, how could this scene play out? I'm really thinking how it could play out in a way that works. No sound? Oh, hang on. Yeah, I fixed it. My microphone was playing up. Yeah, welcome, Mystic. You're in the right time. I was basically saying how that we could see flashbacks of this moment of him escaping from the Sarlacc pit. Like, I'd be fine if we don't see a full scene, but maybe glimpses, parts of it. Maybe 5 seconds here, 30 seconds there, and then as the series progresses, you then see the full journey of how he escapes the pit. And it starts the minute he's in the Bacta tank getting healed. Maybe he has a flashback to that moment, and of all the pain that he would have had to endure. You know, being in a Sarlacc pit is nasty business. I mean, that thing's pretty lethal. No, I don't think we'll see him, but not a lot. I think he'll be in it sporadically. I think you'll see Grogu sporadically from now on. I don't think you'll see him a lot. I think season 3 onwards will focus specifically on Mandalore, Din Djarin with the dark saber, and a lot of that. You'll still see Grogu, just not as much. But if all these shows are culminating in an event that is like a sequel trilogy before the sequel trilogy, if that makes sense, then 100% we'll see Grogu again in some way, shape, or form. Hell, we could see Luke, Grogu, and Ahsoka all together. That'd be pretty dope. Maybe, but this is if Revenge of the Sith. This is if Windu survived. You know, I don't want every character who died to survive, because then it starts taking away the ability. It starts taking away the value of death, if you know what I mean. Just look at Palpatine. It's just like it goes down that slippery slope. It's all an execution for me. For Boba Fett's story, though, they could integrate Mace Windu in some kind of shape or form. But it's all contingent on where they go. But Phoenix says we need a Windu series on how he survived Revenge of the Sith. Maybe he went to go seek for Jedi outnumbered by the Empire and the Outer Rim, showing a more world building. Yeah. I mean, realistically, the only sand planet we care about is Tatooine, but we've been force-fed Jakku, Persana, like, no more sand planets. Enough. Hmm. I mean, hell, could you imagine this scene? I'm just picturing it right now. I'm just trying to picture it right now. I'm trying to mentally put my headspace to this scene if it was to happen. Because we do see Boba go into the Bacta tank. So if we see him go into the Bacta tank, if I was directing this, the moment I would kick in the flashback is when he's in the Bacta tank, and you flashback right back to when he's in the Sarlacc pit, and you do it how they did it for Din Djarin with the flashbacks to the battle droids. You have it play sporadically throughout the season, and then by the end of the season, you see the full transition and the full journey, and then it culminates in this of him just blasting his way out of there. You know, have him like having cuts all over him, damaged. You know, he takes off the helmet. There's like that line down his face. You know, he's covered in acid. He's burned. He's broken. He's got cybernetic parts all over him. You know, show the extent of the damage that has happened to Boba while he's been in that Sarlacc pit. I can see Thrawn being the big bad for all the live action shows to feature. Thrawn is one of my favorite villains, and I'm hoping we see him in live action soon. Yeah, absolutely. Thrawn is going to be the live action villain. Like they're setting up a sequel trilogy. You know, they brought in Luke, they've got Ahsoka, they've got Din Djarin, they've got Boba Fett. They are totally 100% setting up a sequel trilogy before the sequel trilogy. That's what I would say. Chosen, what will the sequel trilogy of Disney be for me? I would show it 1,000 years in the future. Okay, so I would just go full future if it was me personally. You could still develop the characters of Ben, Rey, Finn, and Poe in other mediums, but I would start a trilogy brand new. Start fresh with new characters that we don't know or care about yet, just in case if they fuck it up, then we don't have to care. Because like a lot of things aren't in their favor at the minute. And yes, Thrawn is the GOAT, absolutely. But that's just the way I would have this show pegged. Is I would honestly, just well and truly have the story of Boba Fett told from that angle of how he survived the Sarlacc pit, what he had to go through, what he had to endure, the risks that he had to take trying to get out, and what he needed to do to get out and basically be safe. I can't wait for this show. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's just going to be one of them shows where it's just a fun ride. You know, it's for fans of Star Wars, where we just get to see, and Cade Skywalker is dope, where we just get to see Boba Fett just being Boba Fett. And I'm happy about that, because Legends Boba Fett is amazing. But in terms of canon Boba Fett, all he does is say, "Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold." And then the next movie, it's Boba Fett, where? And then he falls in the Sarlacc pit, and that's the end of it. And Jason Solo and Nihilus and Revan, those are good shouts. Starkiller, of course. Fucking hell. Played brilliantly by Sam Witwer, may I add. And the goat has arrived. But that's what I would personally do for Boba Fett, is I would really do what Mandalorian did with the flashbacks of Din Djarin facing the super battle droids, have him escaping the Sarlacc pit, threaded across the season, and then by the final episode, or maybe episode 5, then what happens is you show the bit where he finally gets out, he takes the help, like the OG suit, I'm talking the OG look, where he's battered, like he's shredded, like he's got limbs missing, gaps everywhere, blood everywhere. Like, go all in, and then show his process of how he fixed himself with cybernetic parts, how he got himself on the mend. Like, that's what I would love. And I was just about to say, it's Boba versus Windu. I mean, the story of Boba Fett, if we go right back to Attack of the Clones, let me get this shot up, because this shot is one of my favorites in the whole flipping saga. Honestly, it's one of my favorite shots in the entire saga, and it gets absolutely slept on because it's in Attack of the Clones. Honestly, it's so haunting, it's so chilling. Let me load it up. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I found it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Darius, what's up, bro? You've entered in at the right time. I'm talking Star Wars. Right, let me pull up my favorite shot. My favorite shot. This, right here. This bit right here. Chills. I love it. And the moment when Mace Windu slices off Jango's head and Jango's head goes flying, you can actually see Jango's head fly out the helmet. Like, it's so chilling and so haunting. And then after the battle of the arena has happened, yes, Chris, I know Ben Skywalker. After the battle of the Geonosis Patraniki arena has happened, you just have this quiet moment, this moment where the story takes a break, it takes a breath, where Boba literally holds his father's helmet, places it against his head, and you just hear this like ominous choir in the background, this ominous choir just making it nice, a haunting and chilling scene where we know what's going to happen, because obviously it's a prequel to the originals, but just seeing it happen and just and feeding that level of story to Boba Fett's character, that it's personal. So if Mace Windu is brought back, I mean, they brought Darth Maul back, they brought Boba Fett back, you may as well just answer the question and bring Mace Windu back. But with this, if Mace Windu is brought back, you have to kill him off, because you can't have Mace Windu. Mace Windu isn't Ahsoka. Ahsoka, you can kind of forgive her being out there and not being involved because she was disillusioned with the Jedi Order. Hey, Demi, we're talking Star Wars. You arrived at the right time. She was disillusioned with the Jedi Order, and she was like, okay, I don't want anything the fuck to do with you lot. I'm out of here. So even though Ahsoka is technically around in the events of the original trilogy, yeah, I got No Way Home tickets, bro. Did you? Even though she's not technically around during no, she's around during the original trilogy and into the sequels, you can forgive it because she's washed her hands away with the Order completely. Whereas someone like Mace Windu, who was second only to Yoda at that time, he would not take a back seat while the Empire is on the rise. Absolutely not. Doesn't matter if he's damaged or whatever. Mace Windu would be coming full throttle back. Like, if he was out there, he would try and find a way to take the Empire down still. Like, he would. That's Mace Windu's character. You know, he would do that. So if you are to bring Mace Windu back, you have to earn it. But if you bring him back, you link it to this. There is a fantastic episode in the Clone Wars where Boba literally tries to assassinate Mace Windu at every turn. And there's like a ominous choir music. You know, it goes, like it's like a Halo-y kind of song. But it's just, yeah, Boba 100% lay waste to that pit. He was like, yeah, I'm blowing that shit up. Could you imagine a scene where, similar to how they killed the Crate Dragon, maybe Boba takes on the whole Sarlacc pit? Like, the Jedi Order is flawed, man. Let me scroll up a bit. There's some comments I missed. Mystic says, I didn't expect Mando to be a good show. When I first started watching, both season 1 and 2 blew me away with how good it was. Yeah, facts, absolutely. And that ending of season 2. Yeah, he's a cool character, but he doesn't get much. Yeah, exactly. Clone Wars fleshes him out, but it's not enough. And compared to his character in Legends, there's no comparison. So this show can honestly give him exactly what I want Boba to be. But what's great about Boba and Mace is you can relate this all the way back to Shakespeare. When something is personal, the stakes are raised, the story is raised, the characters are put in even more intense situations, because you know the stakes are raised. You feel like there's a sense of urgency with the characters. And for Boba, it's personal. You killed my father. And for Mace Windu, he's like, you know, there's a line that he has in Clone Wars where I basically said, all right, Mace, you don't need to be a dick. Where Boba says, I'll never forgive you. And then Mace is like, you're going to have to. It's like, no, I mean, no. It's like, no, sorry, Mace, no. I like both. I think Canon handles Vader well. Canon Vader, Legends Vader, either or are good. Hey, what's up, bro? Leon is in the chat. Canon Vader, Legends Vader, either or is good. But with this scene here, this shot here, what I love about this shot is if Windu is brought into the fold, right? Samuel L. Jackson is, I'm back, motherfucker. Yeah, you know, if he's brought back in, Boba and Windu, like the possibilities for this are endless. There are 3 things that will need to happen in this show. Let's say, for example, Windu is brought back. Windu versus Boba, revenge rematch. Boba Fett versus Cad Bane, right? Now we know that they both survived the shootout, unless they do it in Bad Batch. Cad Bane in live action. You can do it in this show. Boba Fett, Cad Bane. Gotta happen. Then, the final one is Rotta the Huttlet from the Clone Wars movie. You know, you have this season end with Boba taking over Jabba's palace, and he's like, okay, I'm in the throne. I run this shit now. This is my space, my turf. And then Rotta's like, whoa, hang on a minute. That's the throne of my father. What the hell are you doing there? And then that starts a turf war in Star Wars. Like, whoa, chills. Whoa. You think the Thrawn space whales? Oh God, can you imagine those in live action? They look goofy in Rebels, to be fair, but they did it well. That'd be interesting to see. But I've always loved this shot. I've always wanted a reason to talk about it, and I don't think Mace Windu will appear in this season. But if he is to be brought back, you have to kill him off. As I said, you have to kill him off. You cannot leave a person like Mace Windu. I don't want Mace Windu coming back and just going, okay, the Empire's in control, I'm taking a back seat. No, Mace Windu's going to be pissed because, you know, the so-called chosen one just cut his flipping arm off, betrayed him. Palpatine lightninged his ass out a window, right, on Coruscant, which is like 50 million feet up in the air, and sent him lumbering out. The fact, if Mace Windu survived that, you're going to see a vengeful Mace Windu. Mace Windu's whole character, and it was mostly done because Samuel L. Jackson's playing him, let's be real. But Mace Windu's character is second only to Yoda for one simple reason: the pod. Like that form and that style and that technique is specifically like to him. You know, he channels his inner dark side to fight for the light, but without ever going to the dark side. And that's what I think. Even Star Wars Theory, shout out to him with his Vader fan film, the second one that he's doing. You're going to see a very vengeful, very hell bent on revenge Mace Windu. Like, you're not going to see the negotiating, sitting in the chair, you know, waving the hands Mace Windu. You're going to see the one that honestly, where Mace is pissed. Like, he's like, okay, you know. But the thing is, the timeline where Book of Boba Fett is set is post Return of the Jedi. So unless Mace Windu spent 20 years recovering, I don't see a world in where he comes back and he's not tried to take out the Emperor. If Mace Windu is to come back, it would be around Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope time, and maybe you have Vader kill him. Maybe he goes to fight Vader. Like, it's possible. It is possible. Mace coming back would be dope. The only thing is his absence after Order 66 in the OT would have to be explained. How? Yeah, like, this is the thing. If you bring Mace Windu back, you have to kill him off. Like, you can't leave Mace out there in the ether. Like, a character like Ahsoka, you can leave out there in the ether. Mace Windu, you cannot. This guy was second to Yoda on the Jedi Temple. You honestly can't do it. You have to kill him off. And the only ways I will accept it is Boba Fett, because of the personal grudge match, or Darth Vader. That's the only two ways. The only two I would accept. Legends Vader is a better character in terms of power. Canon Vader can probably match up against the likes of ancient Sith Lords. Oh, hell yeah, of course. Hell yeah. Talk that shit. Mace Windu survived his last battle was against Vader. He instantly knew it was his former student. They fight at the end of it. Windu sees the light that Qui-Gon saw in Anakin. You will bring light, Annie dies. Well, I mean, Windu has always been skeptical. He's always been skeptical of Anakin. That he's always been skeptical. Always. Windu, and there hasn't been a moment where he hasn't been skeptical of him in some way. But I do believe there is room there to explore Mace Windu's story a little bit more. Even if you don't bring him back, you can tell a lot with his story. And one thing that I do like with Mace Windu's character is not just the fact that he's got a purple lightsaber, not just the fact that he's played by Samuel L. J. It's also the fact that he's unique. You know, he gives the Jedi a bit of backbone, if you know what I mean. I mean, Qui-Gon willingly went against the Jedi Code multiple times because he felt like it was, you know, his kind of way of doing things. But Windu gave them some bite. Like, Windu is that. Cobra Kai fans, you'll know. Whatever team Hawk's on, it gives them that edge. Like, that's what Windu is. He'll give them the edge. I'll get to Hawkeye in a bit. Don't worry. I'm going to talk Hawkeye in the back half of this Chosen Live. But essentially, you know, I really do feel like if Windu is to be brought back, again, it's all in the execution. If it's done well, I can forgive it and I can get behind it. But this story, I want it to fully delve into Boba Fett, you know, really establish him as a character, really focus on what makes Boba tick. And then what you're going to do, because Cad Bane was just brought back into Bad Batch, is you pay off Cad Bane and Boba Fett. You pay it off. Now, do I think that Cad Bane could be killed off? I mean, it's possible. You know what I'm saying. It's possible, but I feel like there's window of opportunity. I should have said window of opportunity. There's window of I'll just say it. Window of opportunity to really explore this deleted thing that we never got. And in the Clone Wars, there was a deleted scene of these two having an old school Western draw first shootout. I would absolutely love that if they do that in live action. Mwah! Now, I love Clone Wars. Rebels I'm okay with, but it's got cool moments. But I think the way forward for these shows is live action. I think animation should only be used sporadically, and I think live action there should be a real focus on live action. For me, Star Wars is the silver screen experience. It's the big screen. It's watching it unfold in a live setting, being really immersed in that world. Seeing these two duke it out live action, and you know it's going to happen with Dave Filoni being involved. Cad Bane was his character. Cad Bane is his, so you know this is going to happen. Now, I don't know if Windu's going to be brought back, but I just kind of gave you guys some of the context and the nuance of if, for example, if Windu is brought back, how they could do it. But someone like Cad Bane is 100% going to appear in this show. 100%. It's the perfect show for him. You're going to see people like Bosk, Dengar, 4LOM. You're going to see all these bounty hunters come back, you know, from the ones that we've seen in Empire Strikes Back. It's the perfect show. As I said, the way Mandalorian started, we all presumed that it would explore the underworld and the underbelly and the criminal, you know, underworld and all that. And it did for a little bit. But because Grogu was brought in and then now it's dealing with the Darksaber, like, Din Djarin is literally going to rule Mandalore, and it's going to be about bringing Mandalore back together. Boba Fett is going to focus on the criminal underbelly, and he's going to be the kingpin of Star Wars. I need these two. Yeah! I need them to have a nice old school Western shootout. I need it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Bosk, Dengar, Boba Fett. Get Aura Singh back for a cameo. I know she's dead at this point in the timeline because Beckett, I think, was involved in killing her. But Beckett is also the guy in Solo that gives Han the DL-44. But I do feel like we could see a flashback of that. And hell, maybe you could get Daniel Logan, because no disrespect to Daniel, he is that height, he is that, you know, he could pull off the look of a younger Boba Fett. He could pull it off. And I would honestly love it if Daniel Logan gets that chance to play Boba again. I think it would be great. Do you think Boba will still work some sort with the Empire? No, not anymore. Not anymore. I think at this point, like with the Empire being gone and it being remnants, I don't think he would outwardly work with the Empire, but he might work with them, sort of like how Din Djarin was. He'll work with them for jobs, work with them for money, but he won't like them. But I think he'll be so focused on building his own empire and his own criminal world. You know, you got to think Maul's Crimson Dawn, they're not around. Jabba the Hutt isn't around. There's a power vacuum. There's a power vacuum right now, and Boba is going to take full advantage and capitalize. Ah, that's a good point. We could get Kira in the show as the leader of Crimson Dawn. She was brought back in the comics recently to take place right before Return of the Jedi. Woo-hoo-hoo! Gave me chills just thinking about that. Yes, I did say there would be a power vacuum. Maybe he could go up against Crimson Dawn. That would work, because Darth Maul's no longer around at this point. So Kira could take over. She's now the leader of Crimson Dawn. It makes sense. I like that. I like that a lot. I really, really like that. Obi-Wan said, "You going against the council again?" Do not defy the council, master. Not again. Hey, GD, what's up, bro? But yes, that's what I would like. Dominic, I am so excited for Kenobi. I tell you what, I'm doing watch parties to that. I'm pretty sure it was a recent comic, because even I know about that. I heard about it through the grapevine through someone else. Yeah, even Windu is. But I'm really excited about this show. I think the show has a lot of potential. And as I said, pop culture fans, we're eating good. You know, we're eating good. We've got Cobra Kai's trailer coming tomorrow. Cobra Kai Season 4 at the end of the month. No Way Home, literally in a week. Book of Boba Fett's on the way. There's so many great things in the pipeline, and I'm so excited for all of us. Hawkeye as well is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to spend the last roughly minute talking Book of Boba Fett, and then I'm going to get on to Hawkeye. Because that trailer, that trailer that I reacted to at the start, but that Boba Fett trailer, love it. I might not be around, mate. Bounty Hunters in that Crimson Dawn 1. Nice. Hey, Tristan, what's up? Nice display picture, bro. Is it me, or was I the only one confused when we got introduced to the sequels, how the Empire still survived after Return of the Jedi, like after everything was done, I guess? Well, it's like that Hydra philosophy. You cut off one head, two more shall take its place. But this is down to the lack of cohesion with the sequel trilogy, is no one had any fucking idea what they were doing. So they just thought, hey, let's cash in on nostalgia, Stormtroopers, yay. But, you know, what can you say? It is what it is. But essentially, you know, the Hawkeye. What I love what The Mandalorian did was it explained that even though the Death Star blew up, there were still pockets of the Empire that still existed that were fighting for control. They were fighting each other. I really, really enjoyed that aspect of it. I really, really enjoyed that aspect of it. I thought it was sick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a image of Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. I'm now going to talk some Hawkeye and Kate Bishop for probably about half hour. Haven't watched Hawkeye yet. Is it really that good? Yes, Tristan, it is that good. It is really that good. Mate, yeah, it stomps all the other shows. If as I said in my thing today, if they can stick the landing, it's gonna go down as something great. It really is, and that's not even me overselling it. Okay, so that'll be it for Boba Fett discussion. For now, I'm gonna pull up a screen of Clint and Kate. All right, there we go. I'm going to talk about this for about half hour because I really enjoyed this show. I think it's absolutely amazing. Now, I saw something the other day that said, you know, is Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie? And I said, well, it has Christmassy elements, but I wouldn't say it's a Christmas movie. This is a Christmas movie right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking spoilers. Just in case, you know, you're unaware or whatnot, I'm going to be talking spoilers. So just please be aware that I'm going to be talking about spoilers and all that kind of jazz. So just please be aware. Let me get a nice Hawkeye background. A nice Hawkeye background. I'm all about visual cue. That one's sick. That'll do nicely. But I'm going to be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen the show and are intending to see the show, then click off because I don't want to spoil it for you and I don't want to be accused of spoiling shit. And then everyone starts having a go at me and, you spoiled it for us. You didn't let us know. It's like, you were duly informed. You were duly informed that this would contain spoilers. I don't want to hear any complaints. Right. Okay. Again, nice background for Hawkeye. I'm all about visual symmetry. That'll do. Okay, perfect. Purple. Love it. So, if everyone has seen it, you're in the right place. If you haven't seen it and are intending to see it, then I don't want to spoil you. So you have been warned. You don't care about spoilers? Okay, all right. You have been warned, okay? You've all been warned. Spoilers from this point on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? There we go. So, Yelena appearing within the recent episode. I totally expected that. As soon as I saw her in a Splinter Cell attire, I was like, okay, that's comic right there. I was like, that's comic lore right there. But I must say, aside from the reveal of Yelena, and I just want to get this out the way, because anytime I mention Hawkeye, they're like, oh, we're going to get justice for that. Ugh. Fucking stupid. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's stupid. Oh, watch out, Clint. Yelena's coming for you. Shut up. Stupid. Honestly, it's not even, oh, that's their opinion. No, it's just stupid. It really is actually stupid. I can understand Yelena wanting to kill Clint because, hey, unexplained death, gone missing, last person with her was Clint. I get it. To the fans, right? You're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. Oh, she's gonna get justice for that. Did you not watch Endgame? Idiots. I mean, well, Abbas, this is the thing I'm gonna get into. Jack is literally a James Bond villain. Like, he's the mustache, yeah, twirling villain. You know, it's it just fits the mold. Yeah, justice for Nat. Oh god. Yeah, she does. She appears at the end. Oh, that's fair. I mean, I personally like to be surprised. I think having preconceived notions about stuff is a very sort of confirmation bias way to do it, if you know what I mean. But the way I would have it pegged for this show is, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is Clint's wife was Loki a shield? Not a pun, by the way. Loki a shield agent. She knows a lot and just speaks fluent Russian. Like, I was like, when she dropped that, I was like, well, hello. I can see why Clint was interested. But I love the whole dynamic of this. It's Clint getting home to his family, but it feels like, again, they still have to stick the landing. But each episode of this show is consistently stepping it up another notch. Episode 1 was a great first act. Episode 2 was a great second act. Episode 3 was a great third act, and this is a great fourth act. Like, it's going to be a 6-act play. And what I love about the way this one ends is the visual symmetry, where Kate is hanging over the building, and it's in the same position where Natasha was in Endgame, and it instantly reminds Clint of that. He snaps back to that moment, and he's thinking, I don't want to do this again. You know, I really don't want to do this again. It puts him in such a precarious situation to which he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it, and he flips out at her, and she gets all emotional at him, and perfectly acted by Jeremy and Haley. But what's going on here is he's pushing her away because he cares, and he can't bear to see someone else be put in that same position again. It shows you the amount of guilt, the amount of weight that is on his shoulders for her death. So when people come up to him and say, hey, you saved the universe, rah, 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 he's like, I didn't do it, my friend did. And she's no longer here. And I tell you what, Kate's mum talking about, oh, how good was it for Natasha? She's not here. I said, oh, you are treading a fine line, girl. Oh, I hope Kate slaps you for that. Naughty. I hope I never find them. They're just weird. I've heard they're on Tumblr and Twitter and all that shit. The scene where Kate realizes how Clint is separated from his family and tells him he'll go on home. Such a great. That scene was so powerful. Honestly, the minute Clint was just like wrapping like frozen food around his arms to heal his bruises and wounds, and Kate was literally just like, man, he's alone, you know, he's not with his family. I'm gonna go and spend time with him. And they have like a heart to heart, and they do the Johnny flick, you know, when and Johnny's in Cobra Kai and he's like, do not question my methods. And he flicks. Like, they do the flick on the TV. Kate tries it the first time and it almost hits Lucky, the dog. And what I love about Kate is it's not a case of, you just don't like strong female characters. I like characters in general. And Kate, within such a short time, is better than anyone, like Captain Marvel, for instance. I care about Kate. I give a shit. I root for her. I absolutely root for Kate. Kate is such a likable character. She's good, but she's not, you know, she's a rookie. She has to prove herself, and she's got her own ways of doing things. And the dynamic between Jeremy and Haley is so flipping good that I really feel like, and I said this before, here's what's going to happen. Clint isn't going anywhere. He's going to be sticking around. I feel like this duo has so much potential. You can't get rid of it. I love these two together. I absolutely love these two together. It's brilliant. Love it. Clint's daughter is dead. Yeah, that's going to be a storyline down the road where Clint's daughter is going to be like, hey, you were training me. Why are you now training this girl? Then that's the, yeah. The callback to the shot where Clint says, the shot I didn't take and Kate doesn't shoot Yelena. Great. Yes. Yes, the shot I did. Oh, I mentioned it at the start of the stream. No, in my little mini video, I said that my favorite moment was Hawkeye saying the shot I didn't take because it led to Natasha, and Natasha was led to saving the universe. It was an arrow that set a hot. The arrow that wasn't fired set the chain of events in motion that saved the fucking universe. Clint is owed a medal for that alone. If he hadn't have done that, the whole thing would have been screwed. This is why Clint is that fucking dude. I love Clint. And the flashback to Ronin. Yeah, Yelena's out for blood. But again, anyone who's championing it, like, ooh, justice for Nat. Anyone who's championing it as that, you're a bloody idiot. You're stupid. You clearly didn't watch Endgame. But yeah, Yelena is out for blood. Man, she's cold. Rocking up in Splinter Cell attire. Oh, yeah, Clint's here to stay. Like it feels like we're just now getting to know him. It's crazy. I love it. But Yelena and Kate, they're gonna follow that dynamic of Natasha and Clint. Like that's what that was. Also a parallel and symbolic in nature, but I feel like that's where it's going to. Yeah, Clint's gonna be here or there in the future. Old man Clint. Everybody's hating on this show. Who's hating on this show? Expelliarmus. How can people hate on the? So people are telling me Loki's like top 5 MCU, and all it does is set up, and then WandaVision's top 5, and the only thing good about it's the finale and the acting. But this isn't good, man. These people are bloody wrong. And yes, the fight between Echo, Clint, Yelena, and Kate was so good because they're fighting each other, and they're all like organized but disorganized. It's sick. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, and a friend of mine at one point had the nerve to say Hawkeye is the useless Avenger. Well, they're dead wrong. Hawkeye is I would argue you could make a case Hawkeye is the most important Avenger. You could make a case for that. You could honestly make a case. And I know people will go, "Oh, well, what about Iron Man?" I know, true, but what was the movie they lost in? What was the movie they lost in? What movie was Clint not in? What movie did Clint return in? And what movie did they win in? Mic drop. Yeah, Yelena and Kate is the way forward. I'm telling you, that duo right there. Whoo! Florence Pugh and Haley Steinfeld are going to kill that. Absolutely nail it. I'm looking forward to the dynamic that them two have. But that 4-way fight between the 4 of them on the rooftop was so good. So good. Oh, it's yeah, I can't wait. I love this fucking show. That I said it before that sometimes you get movies that have amazing trailers and the movie's dog shit. Sometimes you get a movie or a show that has an average trailer and the show is flipping amazing. And that's what the case is with Hawkeye. Hawkeye had an okay like if you think of MCU TV show trailers, I'd say Falcon and Winter Soldier stakes a claim for the best. WandaVision just confused everyone. Loki was confusing, but it looked like fun. With this show, the trailer was probably the most average out of all the trailers, if that makes sense. But the story in and of itself is so strong that the trailer could have nothing else to do with it. This should be in everyone's Christmas rotation from now on. It should be there with Home Alone, Elf, the Santa Claus thing. Like it should honestly be in your Christmas rotation. This is a Christmas movie split into 6 pieces. Yeah, you get on him for saying that. Kate is a better character than Cap, in my opinion. The MCU just makes him a Boy Scout, nothing else. The people around him are better. Well, I always love Cap. I always love Steve. Steve is my dude. Honestly, Steve is my dude. But I can see what you mean. Which of the OG Avengers will Thor? Without a doubt, Thor. If they kill Thor off, they're just stupid. With everything that they're setting up through the Eternals, the Celestials, the Cosmic Realm, you need Thor. You need Thor. Cap and Iron Man you can get away with not having, but you need Thor. You honestly need Thor. Young Avengers set up, yes, Yelena and Kate. And hell, I mean, Spidey could even probably show up there. I mean, it would work. And they've got the kid in Falcon and Winter Soldier who will be playing Patriot. You've got Wanda and Vision's kids, Speed and Wiccan. So lots of potential. Lots of potential. Yeah. Kingpin. Oh, Kingpin's definitely coming for sure. Yeah. I mean, Chris Hemsworth's been putting in that work. Speaker, Clint teased it when he said the big guy. Oh, love it. Yeah, really? Oh, that's so interesting. So this is the first show that you actually watch week to week, and you're not waiting for it to. Oh wow, that's sick. That doesn't that speak volumes of how good this show is? Yes, it is. It is better than Black Widow. We need the Spider-Man Miles. Yes, Miles Morales gameplay is a must. But I've said this before. We're eating good. Spider-Verse, No Way Home, Book of Boba Fett, Cobra Kai, Hawkeye. Mwah! What a time. What a time. Except Venom 2. That shit can go in the bin. Don't ever want to fucking ever. You know, it's like, hey, I now know who I am. I'm Venom. I'm a. Yeah. Yeah, what they done. Don't even mention that. Ugh, yeah, we eating good. The show. I would like that. I would honestly like. I have been saying for like. We know our comics, Darius and RJ as well. Like we know our comics. So characters like Hawkeye are undisputed, like undisputedly the goats. Like Hawkeye is amazing in the comics. He's never been given his shine in the movies at all. And how do I know this? There's one scene in the episode already. There you go, product placement, where the Molotov right is thrown through the window like this. He catches it, flicks it straight back, like stuff like that. Flicking the coin to turn the TV on, like, oh, love it. And the way he uses the scarf, like Jason Bourne, to fight in the opening episode. DC starving out. Yeah, DC are fucking. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah, but the Rhino movie is what we're all waiting for. The Rhino movie, 100%. Say hello to Alexis Ugh, God. But here's how this show needs to go now. What we need to do is we need to absolutely, unequivocally focus on how we're going to stick the landing, because that is so important. Like, you can have a great show. If it doesn't stick the landing, everyone's going to remember how shit your ending was. Look at Game of Thrones. If you do not stick the landing, it's a big problem. But one thing that I am really looking forward to, let me open this image up. One thing that I'm absolutely looking forward to, right, is this. Kate even mentioned it again to Clint, saying, your problem is branding, right? Your problem is branding. So look at that. Those are the suits. Like, Hawkeye is finally getting a suit, even though we've had him for 10 years. Like, it's like, yes. Yeah, me too. Me too. Green Arrow is amazing in the comics. He's witty. He's not like Arrowverse Arrow. Yeah, basically, Arrowverse's Green Arrow is essentially Batman with Stephen Amell. But I do like Arrow. I think out of all the CW shows, if I was made to rewatch one, I take Arrow all day. Because at least the first season, I can relate it to, you know. I mean, I tell you what, the workout scenes in season 1, Stephen Amell was jacked. Sony wants to make a jackpot. You're joking. No, hold on a minute. Nah, you're not for real. You're not, no. What, Sarah? Nah. Oh, come on. No. That's not even F tier. That's like Z. Oh, no, Sony, what you do? You know what made me laugh today? When they said, "Oh, we're planning Venom 3." Didn't feel like Venom 2 was fucking planned, did it? Oh, I need to do a whole Chosen live talking about how much of a shit show that movie was. That is my Thor Ragnarok. Hate that movie. Screwed over my boy. Wrong. And Carnage. When a 90s animated series makes Carnage more threatening than a live action movie, you know you got a problem. I feel if Wanda keeps going down her road, the only person who can bring her back is Clint. Ooh! I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. They could do it. I don't care what I don't care what good reason there is for it. It's not. No, no, get that out of there. I don't care if Tom could want a fucking Silver Sable movie. I do not care. We do not need these F tier movies. Like sometimes you get a Guardians of the Galaxy, okay, but it just feels like you're not even scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're scraping the base of the barrel, getting that little speck of dirt to try and salvage some money off of the people some more. But Tom is still the man. He's still the man. And he's going to be Spider-Man in 1 week from now. A Nightwing movie. Yeah, dude, a Nightwing movie would be sick. But first things first, let them figure their shit out before you get that. Spider-Man's rogues gallery is so extensive. I mean, at least Rhino and Sandman, you can look at that and go, okay, all right, okay. Jackpot? What? No, Venom 3, I'm not excited for that at all. Venom 2 broke my heart. Jackpot is, it's hard to explain. So pretty much Jackpot, from what I remember, her character was never interested in being a superhero. She's that type of character. That's what I feel like. I mean, the first Venom I like the first Venom, but the second one just disappointed me. Venom 3 will redeem it. Nope, I don't think so. Clint is like Wanda's uncle. They kind of built up their relationship. Yeah, I agree. Maybe. I mean, maybe her death can bring maybe her death brings the mutants over. But I don't think she's going to die anytime soon. Defenders of Venom 2, but I can't. I mean, look, Venom 2 isn't that bad. It has its good moments, but it's just... Nah, not for me. Jackpot is basically Walmart brand Domino. Yeah, luck powers, but at least Domino has some kind of layer of interesting nature, you know? Sholo's coming to Comic-Con. Oh, nice, Sebastian. He was saying he wants them to make movies about other Spider-Man characters, name dropping as an example. Miles and Spider. I still don't want it. I don't care if bloody Kevin Feige came out and said it. I still don't want it. Before they bring in all these F-tier characters, they need to get their A characters sorted, i.e. Venom. They fucked my boy over hard. I mean, a Shocker movie, I mean, again, if they're established in the MCU, I don't mind, but can we at least work on the characters we have before we go and throw a truckload in? She was a clone of MJ or some weird shit. It didn't make sense. Yep. No, I still don't want it. Don't want it. Let's keep real Venom 2 as a huge bag of Skittles. It's not even a bag of... I like Skittles. It's just a bag of trash. It's awful. Honestly, I will defend one scene. The scene where Carnage breaks out and the hands go on the sides of the things. Like, that was fucking sick. That was good. There are good moments in Venom 2, but it doesn't do anything. It's just filler. Oh, but the post-credit scene, Tom! Oh! Like, okay, cool. But a post-credit scene does not justify whether a movie is good. A post-credit scene is supposed to be the cherry on top. A post-credit scene is not supposed to be the filling of the cake. Shit. Getting passionate. See, this is what happens when people mention Venom. This is what happens. Who the hell asked for Jackpot? Oh, no, man. Exactly. They could just make... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that Carnage jail scene was so flipping good. They didn't... that's about it. Yeah, save Spider-Gwen for Miles. Absolutely. Sholo could be cool for that, but he's Blue Beetle now. Have you seen the Titans TV show? I feel you make it the biggest meme. All the characters had no development. They kill off redemption characters. That's a reason why I don't watch it. I've heard a lot about it with regards to that. Sony's making a Madam Web movie. Basically, Aunt May with Spider-Man powers, and she guards them up. Well, that one's okay because that one is multiverse linked. But others, yeah. I mean, but it depends on the version of Spider-Man they're doing. You know, that's the thing. But just to go back to Hawkeye, talking about things that are actually good. With Hawkeye, I just feel like this show is the one that will not be given the props it deserves because it's not got a bunch of stans screaming its name, going, "Oh, Stan!" Like it hasn't got a bunch of those weirdos that just can't differentiate material and fiction from this. You know, it's. I mean, enjoy what you enjoy. I'm a big advocate for that. I mean, I enjoy the Star Wars prequels. Not everyone does. You know, that's fair. But I'm just saying the problem that it leads to is shows like Hawkeye and Falcon and Winter Soldier get so slept on because it doesn't, like, I love my cosmic stuff. My cosmic stuff is dope. I love seeing powers and yeah, fucking shit, explosions and lasers and punching and kicking and hammers and hammer hand. Ow, fucking hell, that hurt. And hammers and all that shit. But sometimes a grounded story for me holds more emotional weight than anything else could. So that's where Hawkeye excels for me. I mean, I've heard a bit about Titans, but I'll have to check it out myself to watch it. I think the reason I haven't got round to it is because they haven't earned Titans for me. Like, we're learning about Dick Grayson and stuff. Where's Batman and Superman? Like, I like progressional story. I like linear storytelling. And they're just, like, as I said, DC are just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. At least Marvel, even if they throw stuff at a wall, they know what parts they're hitting on the wall. Even if I don't like it. Let's say Black Widow. Average, decent spy movie. They fucked Taskmaster up. But they at least the storyline is consistent. They know where they're going. DC are just doing fucking whatever they're doing. Hawk, yes. Doesn't need a helmet, but again, the problem is branding. Time to give Clint that suit. Are the best Marvel shows. I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier I flipping love. I love it. The show and the Avengers game basically got me interested in Kate Bishop. And yeah, I mean, when I used to play the Avengers game, Kate Bishop was brought in. She was cool. Hawkeye explores the effects of PTSD in a realistic way. Yeah. Oh, I love the scene where Clint, I keep calling him Hawkeye. Clint takes his ear raid out, and it cuts back to all the, all the moments that he's thinking of. Like, it's so powerful. I love this show. I love it, and I'm gonna champion it. Someone's got to speak up on how good this show is. Titans have the best live act. Yeah, do you know what? I like Brenton Thwaites. He's a good actor. I think Dick Grayson is amazing. Like, the casting, I have no issues with. I think it's just a show that I really have to try and force myself to get into, and once I do, I'll probably like it. But I don't know. I've never got round to it. I could be tempted, though. I could be tempted. Had to disagree with some of the YouTubers that I follow. They trip and saying Hawkeye is garbage. Man, who's saying it's? I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna YouTube it. Hang on. Nah. Who's saying it's garbage? Hawkeye is bad. Painful to watch. Hawkeye sucks. Another woke flop for Marvel. How is it? What? How is this? Come on. Hawkeye is awful. Why are fans boycotting Hawkeye miniseries? Well, who's boycotting it? Bunch of fucking, excuse my French, bunch of fucking nerds. Oh, Jesus Christ. Get out, close the laptop, go outside and get some fresh air, and then see a therapist. And I've seen people like, I mean, Angry Joe and whatnot, and I usually love Angry Joe, but they didn't like it either. And I said, well, what did you expect? Like, I think people are putting too much What do you expect from a show with a guy with a bow and arrow that's a retired Avenger? What do you expect? Shit, this show is amazing. I'll tell you why people don't like it, because it's not, blam, 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 explosions every 2 seconds. They can't not process a story without an explosion in their face every 5 fucking minutes. That's the problem. This is what those directors like Martin Scorsese and James Cameron, this is what all those directors are talking about, is they feel more like a ride. Characters like Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, stupid. Shows like Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Civil War, stuff like that. While they have explosions here or there, what brings you to them is the characters. It's the characters and the story and the details. Man, these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. Exactly. Put some respect on Daddy Clint. Yeah, hell yeah. Falcon Winter Soldier garbage, but like WandaVision that trolled and Loki was overrated just to set up. Yeah. I mean, I didn't expect anything else from Loki other than what it was. But if you're saying Loki's better than Hawkeye, nah, nah, no way, not in a million years. Yeah, I know. People see a woman, they go, "Oh, woke," but that's just like from the side of YouTube that anytime they can cash in on clickbait and titles, that's what they'll do. Again, call it out where it is, but some of them just fucking know. Exactly, they don't even watch this shit. They just complain about it for the sake of it. Exactly, are we not allowed to have a... Kate Bishop is a fucking compelling character. She's a character I root for. Captain Marvel was portrayed as a feminist character, whatever. Fucking awful character. Generic, just boring, didn't really care. Kate Bishop is in a show that isn't even fully about her. It's about Clint and the overall story of Hawkeye and the progressional transition, passing of the torch. And I care more about her instantaneously. Even and people say, "Okay, oh well, it's just because of that flashback to Avengers, where she saw Clint doing that thing off the building." No, not even that. You could take that out, and I would still care about Clint. I still care about Clint. Still care about Kate. You know, Kate's character, I genuinely am invested in. There's nothing woke about Hawkeye. Oh God, these people. Oh Jesus. Exactly. Daredevil, canon or not, those 3 seasons. Ow. Fucking hell. And now he's in the MCU. Nice. It would have been nice if they didn't actually come out and say it, but you know. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, the MCU is underrated. Hawkeye is amazing. Like I would love a full feature length story with Hawkeye. I really would. Hawkeye and Kate, you got to follow through with that. Not bloody characters like fucking Jackpot. Oh, it really pisses me off when things don't get the like. Come on, give it its flowers, give it its appreciation. You know, give it its flowers, give it its appreciation. But people don't want to do that. This is seriously a good story. It really is a good story, and it bothers me that people sleep on it. Again, out of all the shows that we had told to us, so let's say right. So I'm going to do my little ranking of them so far. Okay, so let's write all the shows down that have happened. So we started with the Falcon and we started with WandaVision, didn't we? So WandaVision, you know, again, it reminds me. If you guys ever seen Chuckle Vision, reminds me of that. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Then we had Loki next, and now we are on Hawkeye. Okay, so that's the 4 that we've got. Coming in at clutch, number 4 is WandaVision. I'm putting that at the bottom. And it's not because I think it's dog shit or I think it's trash. It just doesn't excite me as the others do. The finale of WandaVision was so captivating, though, and so badass. And Scarlet Witch, like, you know, getting that comic look and going all out against Agatha, White Vision being introduced. There were so many layers and parts of subtext in that story that was so great. And dealing with the trauma and the PTSD of everything was brilliant. And Elizabeth Olsen fucking knocked it out the park. Absolutely knocked it out the park. But again, number 4 for me personally. Number 3, Loki. Again, Tom Hiddleston, he's amazing. I love the dude. I love the character of Loki. But if you know your comics, Loki is a D-list character. Loki has never, ever, ever been up here. The only reason he's up here is because of the stands that obsess over Tom Hiddleston. Again, like what you like and enjoy what you enjoy, but the character was never that high, ever. And for me personally, I would have had his death stick in Infinity War. I really would have, because that death was so symbolic. It brought everything full circle. And that moment in Infinity War was like, oh my fucking God, shit just got real. Shit just got real. Now you've brought him back. And yeah, it's a variant, but again, this is the problem I have with multiverse is, you know, we use it as an excuse to justify changes. You know, it would be like if if there was a variant of Tony Stark from Earth 3. Oh, but he's Earth 3 Tony Stark. He's not our Tony Stark, so he's alive. It's like, you know, it's the character of Loki, and I agree, if he wasn't in the MCU, no one would give a fuck about Loki. Only really hardcore comic book fans care about Loki, and even we don't care about Loki. Loki's all right, but he's not compelling. He serves as in most of the comics, he serves as a plot or a counterpoint to Thor, and that is it. In the movies, they take a different route, and he's played by Tom Hiddleston. But I love Tom. I think Loki's overall feel was good. I like the mystique and the ambiguity of it all, and the sort of the atmosphere of whoa, what kind of territory are we in? All that kind of stuff. And Owen Wilson's character, fantastic, great cast, great story, just not something that I would happily go back and rewatch, if you know what I mean. Like I'll watch clips, but I won't go back and rewatch the full Monty. And yes, Darius, Vision's line about grief was amazing. One of the best in the MCU. Yes, absolutely. Like Paul Bettany trolled the fans hard when he said, I've worked with an actor I've always wanted to work with. He knew what he was doing, and I love him for that. Now, coming in number 2, and this is tough for me because this could change depending on if Hawkeye sticks the landing. If Hawkeye sticks the landing, at number 2, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And Hawkeye number 1. I have expressed it at great length. Hawkeye is my favorite of the shows. But here's where What If is all right, but they could have done more. But it's all right. Falcon and Winter Soldier, for me, is better than WandaVision and Loki by a country mile because it's real. And the characters of Sam and Bucky, I absolutely love. I always loved Sam's character from the minute he was introduced in Winter Soldier and what he was, bringing to the table. On your left. Yeah, on my left. Got it. Like all that cool stuff, that cool jazz, Marvin Gaye, 19-something Trouble Man soundtrack. And he tells Bucky, he's like, you didn't like it? Steve adored Marvin Gaye, and Bucky's like, I liked it. I'm from the 1940s. It's that cool little camaraderie that Anthony and Sebastian have that works as a buddy cop movie. The what they did with Zemo, not just all of that, but what they did with his character and how they sort of not redeemed him, but they made him like a protagonist, and they made Sharon Carter an antagonist. Where I will say the show failed is I didn't care about Carly at all. I was like, right, you're letting innocent people die now. You said Lamar's life didn't matter. You need to go. You need to absolutely go. Absolutely go. And by the end of it, I felt a bit sad because I was like, you know what? She was just a troubled, misguided young adult, teenager, whatever. That it could have been prevented if people had just listened. And I love how like Sam's carrying her body and his wings are like this, like he's like an angel. It's like an angel coming down to the ground level with her dead body. And he gives his amazing speech where he becomes Captain America. He does it when he gets the shield. That's not when he's Cap. When he's training, that's not when he's Cap. When he puts the suit on, that's not when he's Cap. His speech, when he's like, the only power I have is I believe we can do better. Boom. And they should have gone all in on Bucky being the White Wolf. This show would be number 1 if they made Bucky full-on White Wolf. But what the show has done is it's garnered Captain America 4, and in that, we see Sam's progression as the new Captain America and Bucky becoming the White Wolf fully. I would love him to get a vibranium suit, right? You leave his metal arm sleeveless and you have it cover the rest of him. Ooh, I would love it. I would love it. Falcon and Winter Soldier was brilliant, and the character of John Walker. Still don't understand why he got. Well, I understand why he got death threats because people are fucking stupid. But Wyatt Russell knocked it out the park, and John Walker's character is probably the shining light in that entire show. Like Bucky and Sam are cool, but John Walker is absolutely amazing. There's a great video essay that really explains it and breaks it down. Let me find it because it perfectly encapsulates why I love John Walker and why he is probably the standout of that show. There we go. Where is it? Here we go. Why John Walker is a perfect character. Okay. By KYD Films. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. KYD Films, Why John Walker is a Perfect Character. Honestly, his character was so flipping good. And what really bothered me is when Lamar gets killed and he goes and kills the Flag Smasher. People were getting on his best friend was just murdered in front of him. Think of the symbolism. Think of the parallels. What did Sam say? Sam said he lost his wingman Riley. RPG knocked his dumb ass out of the sky. What happened to Steve? He lost Bucky. What happened to Bucky now? He now no longer has Steve. There is a symmetry there of losing your wingman and gaining another. And it's almost as if Bucky and Sam, you know, are now closer than ever. And John Walker's taken that friend, that role that was, I think, initially Bucky and then Sam's before of not friend, not friend. You know, where he's like, mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. You know, and he's like, great, you know, and Bucky's like, Lincoln, really? Great man, great quote. You know, I love the dynamic. And Lamar's death was such a catalyst for John Walker to really come into his own and not be Captain America, but be US agent. And it shows that just because you're a good man and a good soldier, you might not be the perfect fit for Captain America. But that doesn't mean you can't do what needs to be done at the right flipping time. And the minute the Civil War music hits, when he has the option to chase after the Flag Smashers or save the van, he throws that shield away and he saves the van. And when he throws that shield away, it's almost like him letting go. Okay, I don't want this anymore. This isn't who I'm meant to be. I don't need to be this. Let's be what Lamar always believed I could be. Throw that, save these people. I just dropped my controller all the way down there. You know, I love it. I love it. And the fight between Bucky, Sam, and John, as much as it's, you know, in the moment, you're like, okay, get that shield the fuck out of his hands. At the same time, you're emotional because you remember what that shield was meant to represent and what that shield was meant to stand for. And then you see the guilt on Sam. I gave this shield away. Look where it ended up. Bucky's like, I let this happen. I stood by the wayside. John's feeling guilty. He's lost his friend. Now he's lost his shield. Now he's lost his responsibility. Like, it's such a good show. I fucking love it. Oh, and yes, the Isaiah stuff. Mwah! They need to show a flashback of Isaiah Bradley. A flashback. MCU Isaiah Bradley needs to happen. Needs to happen. I love the fact that it feels like something that could happen in the real world. And that's why I love these grounded shows, because it could happen in the real world. You know, they knew there would be backlash with Sam becoming Captain America for obvious reasons. You know, a black man being Captain America, of course it's going to cause issues because of the history and the narrative, and the political landscape of it all. And what the show did so well is you still have characters like John Walker and Bucky, and then Sam and Isaiah. Like, there's a perfect balance there. It does it so fucking well. I love it. It did it amazingly. And I would seriously love flashbacks for Isaiah. I really would. And it really delves into, like, I think people get so lost on the fact, oh, it's political. It's called Captain America. Of course it's going to be political. Hell, I think people miss the message that Steve Rogers, okay, is an Aryan wet dream. Blonde hair, blue eyes, sticking it to Hitler, saying, hey, Hitler, fuck you. Like, that's a political message in and of itself. Sticking it to the Nazis. That's what it symbolizes. You know, and it doesn't mean that, okay, your race defines who you are as Captain America. It's who you are as a person. But what I love that the story did with it was that we are in the times of that kind of thing happening. And you see, Darius, you were going where I was going to. Maybe Isaiah is the one who stabbed Magneto. Exactly. Because by that time, Steve Rogers could be well under ice. You flash back to Isaiah Bradley maybe saving Magneto, Eric Lenscher, from the concentration camp. How symbolic would that be? Where it feeds Magneto's arc because he's already got problems with him. You know, he's Jewish and he was going to get killed for it by a bunch of scumbags. He's saved by a black man in World War II. Like, there's a lot of poetic symmetry there, a lot of good, rich story that can feed the Magneto character. And I know people don't like to sort of talk openly about this, but that's what Falcon and Winter Soldier was doing, was it was opening the conversation, tough conversations that needed to be had. And I think one thing the show did so well is it touched on the fact that it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. The ideals of Captain America are what stand and what hold true. And that's why I fucking love that show. And I always will. It's so flipping good. And the training montage of Sam, you know, while he's practicing with a shield. That soundtrack is right in my workout playlist. Hell yeah. Go on, Sam. And hey, Bucky made it to the cookout. He made it to the cookout, man. He's eating good. But yeah, I really love the show. I like the dynamic between Sam and Bucky. I love what they did with Zemo. I love how they touched upon the real world while staying true to the MCU spirit, but also touching upon the real issues that America in actual nature is, is going to be dealing with. It's what I really fucking enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And I think it's one of them shows that opens up the conversation that people don't want to have. And it does it in a way where it doesn't discredit any side. It allows you to both have, a point of view on that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, like the idiots that were saying that John Walker was that's stupid. John Walker being racist. I mean, I hate to be that guy. His best friend was black, and he was murdered in front of him in cold blood. Of course, he's going to be pissed. And he had the super soldier serum. It's just people being stupid and looking to big arguments. They completely missed the point of what the show was about. Characters like John Walker, Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes, Carly, even Zemo. They're all complex characters that have a fight within them, whether it be for justice, injustice. There's a common theme there. And the main theme that Falcon and Winter Soldier has is about identity, who you are. And Sam Wilson, yes, he's Falcon, but he's not Black Captain America. He's Captain America. He's not Steve, but he's Sam. Then you've got Bucky, who's right, okay, Steve's gone, who am I? He then finds himself a new purpose in life, a new meaning. John Walker, I'm not meant to be Captain America, but it doesn't mean I can't uphold the values of what made me considered for Captain America in the first place and be what Lamar wanted me to be. Mwah! Love the show. Love it. Sorry, I love it. Anyone who says, oh, what WandaVision and Loki are better, you're misguided. Hawkeye, yeah, I think Hawkeye should get a second season. I really love the dynamic between Clint and Kate. Yeah, and that's the right attitude to have with it. And, if people like it, they like it. Yeah, MCU stands are fucking nuts. Hey, Juliana. I loved how Bucky's trauma from being Winter Soldier was dealt and how he eventually came clean to Nakajima about the death of his son. Yeah, that was emotional. So I was like, man, what, fuck. Whew. I was like, oh, getting me in the feels. And not to mention the Winter Soldier flashback. Oh, God. Oh, love that shit. And the scene, Sebastian Stan knocked it out of the park, where he's freeing himself from the Winter Soldier programming. He's freeing himself from it. And he's there with the Dora Milaje warrior. I keep forgetting her name. Someone commented. He's there with her. And I could honestly imagine that would have probably been Chadwick. If rest in peace, Chadwick. If he was still around, that could have been him. That was guiding Bucky through that, and the pain in his face. This is years of him being made to do things he didn't want to do, killing people and taking out people, and how he beats that, and then how he adapts to the new world. Steve had trouble adapting to the new world because Steve and Bucky come from a time when the world was black and white, where there was good guys and there was bad guys. There wasn't this level of gray like there is now. The world is at a point where it's very, very gray. I mean, look at Cobra Kai. That perfectly explains why it's gray. It's just too gray. So when Steve was like, okay, I've saved the universe, I'm going to go back and get my reward, And now Bucky's got to adapt in that thing. That's what I mean about these shows like Hawkeye and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Even though we've had Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes, and Clint Barton since probably the early days of the MCU, it feels like we're just now getting to know them. That's what I love these shows for. We're just now getting to know them. And I'm so excited to see where they go from here. And I tell you what, Falcon and Winter Soldier is second. So WandaVision fourth, Loki third, Falcon and Winter Soldier second, number one, Hawkeye. Now again, Falcon and Winter Soldier will move up to number one if Hawkeye doesn't stick the landing. Hawkeye needs to stick the landing. But as of right now, it's number one because I'm in love with this show. I absolutely love it. I love the details. I love the symbolism. I love the PTSD element. The fact that, Clint, even though it's been some time since Nat's death, the weight is still on his shoulders. Think about that. You had your best friend, your partner, and now you've got Kate Bishop, this, bright prospect who's now filling that partner role. You don't want her to have the same story that Nat had. You know, when Kate's hanging over the building and he looks at her, it takes him right back to Vormir. It puts him right back in that position. And then he sees a Black Widow as well. Like, it further pushes Clint into that PTSD state that he's been trying to beat. And yet, dude, I'm so happy that Rhodey's getting a War Machine show. I'm fucking happy about that. I've been saying for years, Rhodey deserves some damn appreciation. If you think about it, if it was Terrence Howard, it would be obviously a bit easier to remember this. But Rhodey is the OG of the OGs. He's been here since the beginning. Let's give him his flowers, you know? How can we deal with his PTSD from losing Tony? How does he move on? How does he uphold the legacy of it? And then with it being War Machine, I don't want fancy Iron Man nanotech. I want the clunky Iron Man 2 fighting the Hammer Drones War Machine. I want that one. That one was sick. Oh. Whew. Oh, no. Thank you, Juliana. I wanted to do a video again on Kreese and Robbie, but that's shout out to you. Everyone, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and check it out. And Juliana was the one that inspired me to do that properly. So everyone raise a toast to her in the chat. Yeah. Clint sees Nat everywhere he goes. Even in the Avengers musical they were at, there was like a girl that had like the braid, like the plaited braided hair or whatever, that looked around to him. He saw Nat. It's sort of that thing of where Peter says, you know, everywhere I go, I see his face. Clint's like, everywhere I go, I see her face. It's so emotional. Telling you, man, when War Machine drops, it's just such a powerful show. It really is such a powerful show. Again, they've got to stick the landing, but as of right now, I'm really enjoying it. Lucky must be protected at all costs. Anything happens to that dog, Kingpin's definitely going to be more involved. Maya's going to, you know, probably have a. I don't know. I don't know with Maya, to be honest. Yeah, I don't want Rhodey to have nanotech. I want him to have really like clunky. Let me find the image. Now, you remember in the early days of the MCU, where like team ups were just starting to happen, and it was just like a monumental moment. I'm gonna find the bit that. Where is it? Oh, fucking hell! Where is it? Hang on. Honestly, I think people sleep on. That's a good point. I think people sleep on Iron Man 2 as well. I think Iron Man 2 is heavily underrated. Heavily underrated. It's not as bad as people say. Yeah, Moon Knight is going to be another grounded vigilante. Exactly. You've got Daredevil, you've got Kate, you've got Hawkeye, you've got Yelena, Sam, Bucky. Like, again, I love my cosmic stuff. I love explosions. Like, okay, cool. But, I mean, come on. But they need to retcon Taskmaster. They need to do that because that shit pissed me off. Taskmaster and Venom 2. Two of the biggest disappointments this year. But everything else they've nailed. Now, this shot right here. I remember seeing the trailer for this. I was back in school. And I was like, oh my fucking god. Ooh! Honestly, the moment where like Rhodey and Tony are like arguing with each other, you know, we want to take the high ground. You see? Rhodey's a Star Wars fan. It's almost as if they're arguing and the sound stops and you just hear the drones drop, and they don't even say anything. They just look at the drones, helmet down, and they just go to town on them. Love it. Yeah, Mickey Rourke is great in that movie. He's great in everything he does. And Sam Rock, Justin Hammer needs to be in Armor Wars. Needs to be. I want Justin Hammer in Armor Wars, right? And then you could even throw lines in there where Justin Hammer basically says, hey, I made you that first suit. Have you forgotten? And Rhodey's like, I haven't forgotten a thing. I made a mistake. You're not copycatting. It's like there's a power vacuum. Like Tony's gone. Maybe Justin's like, ooh, I can sneak in. You know, it's like get him the fuck out of there. You know, and then we'll root for Rhodey because we don't like Justin. Yes. Remember the line in Iron Man 2 where he says, you know, you don't just go and kill a guy, if I may. You go after his legacy. That's what you kill. Right there. I swear, man, I'm a fucking genius. Dimitri and Daniel. I might do that. But everyone in the chat, Daredevil versus Jesus. But I really feel like when Armor Wars comes about, we really need to delve into all of that. And Whiplash is all right, but again, it's Tony and Rhodey that I watch it for. I feel like it's heavily slept on. That first fight between Tony and Rhodey, as Fat Beat is playing in the background. Oh man, and it's sad because Tony's dying and he wants to test his friend to see if he can, pull it up. Basically be worthy. So that movie is so flipping slept on, and I love the opening of Iron Man 2. Oh, I love the opening. The opening of like Vanko just like drinking in the corner as Vanko is it his dad? His dad or his uncle dies. I keep forgetting. Is it his father? I keep forgetting. Anton Vanko, yeah, is his thing, yeah. So he dies, and then he just like Ivan screams, just lets it out. He screams, and then it's almost a parallel to when Tony builds the arc reactor to escape the cave. Ivan is building the arc reactor for revenge. It's such a I love the full circle. And you just see him go through the same process, building it, and the soundtrack to that opening. Oh, baby. Whoo! Oh, Abbas, you got to finish Daredevil, bro. I'm telling you, season 3 is flipping sick. But yeah, I can't wait for it. Armor Wars is going to be so good. Let me try and find the bit. Hang on. Let me try and find the bit. All right. Okay, hang on. Oh, of course it isn't zoomed in. Right, for sake. Let me do it then. Not gonna lie, again, as I said, as much stick as Iron Man 2 gets, this scene was fucking hilarious. I remember seeing it in the cinema back when I was in school, and afterwards went and had a burger, nice juicy burger. Rhodes, seeing Civil War and Rhodey's falling showed me the depth of their relationship. Yep. I love that Civil War gave them a moment together when they take out Ant-Man or Giant Man, so to speak, and it's like, go high, go now, English, go high now, Tony, go high, and then they just whack him right in the face together. Duo combo move, handicap. Oh yeah. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes just chilling in the stream with you guys. I won't be on as long as normal because I've got to get some sleep. I've got to get up early. But yeah, I'm looking for, as I said at the start of the stream, I'm looking forward to Book of Boba Fett. That's going to be so good. I was enjoying talking a little bit about that earlier, and I'm enjoying talking about Marvel in this bit. So yeah, I did say I'd be doing more Chosen Lives. So you guys are eating good. Not only are we getting pop culture, you're getting more of me. Just gonna fix my mic. All right, I think that's fixed now. Okay. Oh, Juliana's out. Glad I could pop in. I've got to go. Really looking forward to the trailer tomorrow. Everyone raise a toast to Juliana in the chat. See you later, Jay. Take care. Bloody Mike. And also, don't forget, he's all that and more. The sequel is in effect. Fucking hell. May as well own it at this point. December 2021, the universe trying to make up for the shitfest that was 2020. Yep, the season 4 trailer's tomorrow. So I would have gone live when the trailer dropped, but I'll be at work. So expect me to go live later on. So when it drops 5 hours later. So I have to wait 5 hours before I can watch the damn thing. Ugh. Yeah. Can't win everything, I guess. Yeah, Punisher did as well. Oh, Punisher War Machine. Take care, Juliana. Good idea for a video as well earlier. Also, if you guys have ideas for videos, just let me know. That sounded like I'm asking you guys for content. I mean, if there's anything you want me to talk about. Occupation. So I work too at the moment. I work in my local news agents on the side. And my second job is I do shows. So I basically take people around, like sort of like how a game show would work. I take them around the games, and I basically play a Scottish snowman. So there you go. Hard to keep up an accent for 40 minutes, but hey, it works. Yeah, War Machine and Iron Man against those drones was such a cool fight. It really was. Talk more Dimitri post season 4. I could definitely do that. Okay, guys, about 4 minutes. I'm going to go to 1:45 and then I'm going to call it a night. But yeah, ask me anything. Book of Boba Fett, Marvel, Star Wars, whatever you want. Let me know. Please bless me with Bad Batch content. I'll tell you what, Demi, as you're here right now, Demi, you hang tight. That's a good point. Crosshair. I want to talk. I want to touch on a character that I fucking love, right? And Demi, you know. Oh, Demi, Demi, this is for you. If I can find a good enough image. Yes, I got a nice image. Perfect. Now, if any of you have seen Star Wars Rebels, there's a character in it called Agent Callus, and Agent Callus basically starts out as the one-dimensional villain that then has a amazing story that goes forward. Bad Batch is no exception. This fucking character right here, Crosshair, is absolutely insane. If you haven't watched The Bad Batch, please watch it for him alone. This dude, think of Winter Soldier, him. Think of any redemption character, him. Honestly, I love Crosshair's development. Now, the thing in Star Wars, for those who don't know, is when the clones turn against the Jedi, it's the chips in their heads that are activated by Order 66, and they turn on their fellow brethren. Crosshair, right, actually takes his fucking chip out and he fights willingly for the Empire. If that isn't some fucking nuance, like, oh. And there's a scene, right, where I think at the time, he still has the chip in at this time, but there's a scene where he's basically going around attacking villages. Hey, Cobra Kai, what's up? Attacking villages and such. And he's asking them for information. And she says, I don't know. They say, I don't know anything. Pops them right there and then. And he has arguments with the non-clones, because this is at the time when the clones are starting to be phased out and the Empire is bringing in more like human people in. There's one guy in his new squad that literally starts challenging him, and he says, you want to know why they put me in charge? It's because I'm willing to do what needs to be done. And as the human stormtrooper is about to pull his gun up, right, Crosshair literally goes, bang! And he's like, good soldiers follow orders. Oh, I can understand the skepticism of not wanting to watch a show focused around the clones, but I'm telling you, Clone Wars and Bad Batch are where it's at. There's a lot of filler in Bad Batch, a lot of filler, but Crosshair is that dude. Crosshair was kind of right too, even though he was run the wrong. His brothers abandoned him for a long time. Yeah, they didn't even try to come back. And what I love with the finale is it showed that even though he captured them, he was never going to kill them, ever. He just wanted them to come back for him. And this is what's great. Even though they're going around saving Omega, they ditched their own brother. They left him behind. And when the destruction of Camino is happening, fucking, let me pull it up. Camino destruction. I need to pull it. I can't do that. I'll get copyrighted. Hang on a minute. So Crosshair, like, this is spoilers, but this is just I'm pushing people to watch this show. Crosshair starts out with the chip, but then eventually he makes his own choice, removes the chip, and acts on his own accord. That I love. I love that. Right, Camino destroyed. Now this actually brought a lot of people to tears. Like, I mean, if you have memories of the original Battlefront games, if you're a prequel kid like me, and you grew up with like Attack of the Clones era kind of stuff, this hit home. This really hit home. If I can get it to load because of flipping ads. So essentially, after they down Crosshair, right? So they've taken out Crosshair. They've not killed him. They've just stunned him. They've wounded him. Yeah, most of the clones absolutely deserve better, especially someone like Jesse. I mean, after the end of the Clone Wars, man, oh, that hit hard in the feels. So essentially, after they've beaten Crosshair, okay, and Crosshair is like down and out, he's knocked out. Omega and the rest of Bad Batch are leaving Camino, and you are treated. Hang on, let me just remove this screen 1 second so I can show you the full thing. Right, you're treated to this flashback here, right? Space Monk clips. You're treated to a series of flashbacks where you've got the Camino, the rooms, the mess hall, the chambers, the Bacta tanks. And what's amazing about this scene is the score's just ominously playing in the distance. And then you have clones literally with the like at this point the Empire is starting. They're not making any more clones. They're bringing in normal humans now, and even clones are on this ship as they rain fire down on Camino. They're they're destroying the place that they spent all that time in the Clone Wars trying to protect. Like, oh. Fuck. And you see moments in this show where clones are even if they have the chip, they're starting to go against the grain. They are not happy. They are absolutely not happy about this at all. Clone civil war. Clones versus Empire. Let's fucking go. Death to commit. Man, it's a sad scene, bro. Kix is the last clone. Yeah, Kix is the last clone. He's around in the Force Awakens time. I would like that. He meets Finn. I like that. I like that. I like that. But yeah, Camino's destruction was so heartbreaking. And then they take Crosshair with them, and you think Crosshair's gonna go with them and basically rejoin the Bad Batch, but he doesn't. He still chooses the Empire. Now, do I think that's going to be forever? No, I think Crosshair is going to rejoin the Bad Batch down the road because the thing is with the Bad Batch, it's very stereotypical. You've got Wrecker, who's a brute. You've got Hunter, who's the leader. You've got Echo, who is like the droid of the group. You've got Tech, who's the brains. You've got Crosshair, who's the sniper. That's essentially the makings of any A-team, pretty much. And you've got Omega, who's the spirit. They need Crosshair back because they aren't as good without him. But the minute the training droids are activated in the finale, and even while Crosshair's fighting Hunter, they put it aside and they all work together and the Bad Batch theme kicks in. Ooh, chills. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Top 5 anti-hero. Yes, absolutely. Anti-heroes are the fucking way, I'm telling you. And what I love with Crosshair, honestly, Bad Batch, get on it. If you're a fan of Star Wars, watch it. It picks up. It's not even Bad Batch. It's Clone Wars Season 8. I'm just going to be real with you. It's Clone Wars Season 8. Yeah, it's a very interesting time. It explores the Empire is just getting underway and the rebellion is a disorganized mess. Yeah. And the thing is, we all think that Clone Wars Season 7 is the end of the Clone Wars. No, it ain't. It's the start of the end of the Clone Wars. The real end of the Clone Wars is when Camino is axed. When that place is bombed to shit, that's when you're like, okay, the Clone Wars are done. Like, done. And think of how many clones in the Clone Wars gave their lives to save Kamino. 99, Echo and Fives on numerous occasions, Cody and Rex. And one thing that Rebels didn't do that I really wanted was Cody and Rex to go at it. But Cody does say in Rebels, no, Cody. So what if, right, in Bad Batch, Rex goes up against Cody? And they brought Cad Bane back in Bad Batch 2. So Hunter and Cad Bane are about to, they're about to duke it out. And Hunter goes down because it's Cad Bane. What if Cad Bane versus Crosshair? Man. And Palpatine set Fives up, man. Fives had such a tragic death, man. Yeah, Rebels is the Clone Wars. Yeah, essentially. Qui-Gon Jinn is forever one of the best. Fuck it, I'll go for another 10 minutes. I'll make it 2 hours. I don't like odd numbers. I'll go for another 10 minutes. But seriously, I really love Crosshair. I think he's such a compelling character. And I feel like he's one character that you will just get drawn to. And there's so many lines that he has. When Wrecker finds out that Crosshair could have come back to the Bad Batch, and he lets it out on him. And he's like, all that time you knew. You didn't even try to come back. We still would have taken you. And then Hunter Tech grabs him. He's like, "Let it go, Wrecker. It is his nature. You cannot change that." And Crosshair says, "Why are you defending me?" It's like me understanding you does not mean I agree with you. Like that was such a powerful line. And the moment when Omega says at the end of the finale, "You're still there, brother Crosshair. You're mine too." Oh, Crosshair, he's going to redeem and he's going to go back to the Bad Batch. But honestly, such a compelling character. And Crosshair is going to be the first Death Trooper. I'm calling it now. He's going to be the first Death Trooper. First Death Trooper. 100%. His new armor, Death Trooper vibes. Yeah, please watch the prequels if you haven't. The hell are you doing? But there's still a way out for Crosshair. I really love Crosshair's character. And the thing is, I saw someone say, well, why doesn't Crosshair die? Crosshair's, how like the Disney show, the Star Wars shows open up and they have that blue and red thing as it's cycling between character masks? Whose helmet is in it? Crosshair. Crosshair's helmet is in the opening. So if Crosshair was going to be killed off, he wouldn't be in the opening. Crosshair is going to be a key character, and Dave Filoni loves these kind of characters. So I'm calling it now that Crosshair is going to be the best thing about Bad Batch. And, if he is to die by the end of the series, then okay. It depends on execution for me. But I think, Crosshair, without a doubt, is going to be the takeaway of the entire show. Without a doubt. And the team isn't the same without the sniper. Like, you need the sniper. And Crosshair, for me, is literally that old school gunslinger from a Western who's literally sat there by the saloon, chewing on the toothpick. And he's like, "Howdy, partner." And there's a moment during the fight bit. Hang on, let me pull it up. Mess hall fight scene. Honestly, this scene was flipping hilarious. When Omega, basically, they start harassing the Bad Batch, and Omega throws the stuff at the other clones because the Bad Batch are a deformed group of clones. They're not like the normal ones. So you get regular clones, Bad Batch. They don't like each other, and a massive brawl. A massive brawl sparks out, and Crosshair's just sat here chilling, just minding his business. He's sat here chilling, and he's just trying to eat his food. And watch this bit. This is what I absolutely love. All the food goes over him. He's like, "All right, I've had enough." And then he gets in on the action. Like, he's sitting there just minding his own business, eating the food while they're all going berserk. It all goes over him. He's like, "Fine." And he gets the tray and he flicks it straight into a clone. Like, sick. Woo! We'll probably see her in the live action shows. I think she'll come into those. Omega means last. Yeah, she. Oh, could you imagine if she's the last one? Like, man. Oh, they brought in Scorch, didn't they? Man, I tell you what, they need to bring him back. Republic Commandos versus Bad Batch. I need Delta Squad. Can we get a Republic Commando 2? For the love of God, please. I need to know what happened to Sev. And if anything, Crosshair isn't Crosshair like Sev, but I don't think Crosshair will die. I don't think so. He's part of the intro. Like, there's no way they'd kill him off unless they were at the end of the show. But I don't think that's for a while yet. Not for a while. And I don't know. I feel like you need Crosshair in there. You know, you need a sniper. But eventually the time will come, and maybe he'll have like a Kanan exit where he dies saving everyone. You never know. But I think he will be the first Death Trooper for sure. Qui-Gon Jinn is amazing. Exactly. Oh, I am. Please believe I am playing the shit out of that when that comes. Oh, fucking hell. We are smashing you guys in the test match. Australia for the dub will get the Ashes again. Yeah. I don't know. Ashes and me, we don't really go hand in hand. But hang on. But yeah, good luck to us both. Old Republic. Where is it? Because I tell you what, when this game comes out, I'm playing the shit out of it. Yeah, so the Knights of the Old Republic remake. I am going to be playing the hell out of it. There will be playthroughs on the channel here. Honestly, man, I'm so glad I went live today. I just had so much to talk about. Boba Fett, Hawkeye. I thought, nah, I need to go live. I need to talk about it. I need to just talk about it. I think, is it coming out on PS4 or just PS5? Because if it's a PS5 launch exclusive, I might have to get a PS5 now. I might have to get a PS5 now, for fuck's sake. Just for this game. Look at my boy here. Look at my boy. I mean, Clint's cool too, but look at my boy. Since I'm on Star Wars, there you go. Look at Revan. Look at Revan. Look at my dude. Qui-Gon's, yes. In your solitude, training I have for you. Training. An old friend has learned the path to immortality. One who has returned from the netherworld of the Force, your old master. Qui-Gon, how to commune with him, I will teach you. Oh! Hell, bring Yoda back for a little cameo. How many Star Wars shows are there? Clone Wars, Bad Batch. You've got Clone War. There's another Clone Wars animated series that was airing on Cartoon Network around 2003. It's not canon, but I recommend watching it anyway. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And then there's Bad Batch. Qui-Gon does need his damn show. Yes, he does. And then also live action, you got Mandalorian. And Rebels. Rebels too. I mean, you got Star Wars Resistance, but not even I watched that. I tried and I was like, yeah, I can't do it. I don't like the animation of Resistance. It feels too Stuart Little 3 for me, you know? Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Rise of Skywalker did that I liked is it canonized Revan. So that's something I'll give them props for. They made, and this is how cool the details are in Rise of Skywalker. They're just not expanded upon enough. Each of the Sith Trooper legions is named after a Sith. Like, one of them is named after Revan. Like, I mean, shit. What was I going to say? I was going to search one more thing. Oh, bollocks. But yeah. Ray! Ray! Fucking hell. Yeah, one of the decent things about it, Star Wars The Clone Wars hand drop. Yeah, dude, Mace Windu in that series, right? Just before I end, hang on, Mace Windu, Clone Wars 2003. Mace Windu in this freaking show, dudes. In this show, holy shit. This dude's literally beating the shit out of droids with his bare hands. He is literally beating the shit out of. There you go, lag there. I apologize for that. Let me just wait for it to get itself sorted. There we go. Should be fixed now. Should be fixed. Should be fixed. Yeah, it's because that show was done in the same animation style as Samurai Jack. Same people. What's my favorite franchise? Oh, Star Wars, without a doubt, always. Him and Darth Bane. Yes, Darth Bane as well. Yeah, yeah. Revan was meant to appear. Meant to. Fuck's sake, so close. 2022. Yes, it will be. I mean, Revan and Bane, man. Those two where it's at. But I mean, Mace Windu. If you guys haven't seen it, just look up Mace Windu going berserk on these super battle. He literally loses his lightsaber in the storm, and he goes around punching the shit out. Spider-Man 2 or Batman Begins. I'm gonna say Batman Begins, but Spider-Man 2002 will always hold a special place in my heart. Always. I'm going to end there, ladies and gentlemen. We've approached the 2-hour mark. I need to go and get some sleep. I need to go and get some R&R. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched it, as King says, it's on Disney Plus. Just check it out. Seriously, check it out. Really do. Like, it's not canon, but again, I think people fixate too much on what's canon and what isn't. Just enjoy it. Like, I mean, come on, you know. And yes, I know that he was going to be in Rebels too. I mean, if you're going to bring Starkiller back, him and Cal going at it in Fallen Order 2, that's the place to do it. That is the place to do it. So I'm taking off this chain. That usually means, like, I've got no Miyagi-Do headband on. I got no Toretto necklace. That usually means trouble is afoot. That usually means evil Robbie or evil chosen one is about to enter. So what was I going to say? Let my head on a little bit. Ugh, shit. All right, there we go. Feels nice to actually let my hair down. But what was more disappointing, MCU Taskmaster or Sony Carnage? I mean, don't get me wrong. Taskmaster is an interesting event, but nothing will disappoint me as Carnage, because at least with Taskmaster, you can still have the character somehow come back, and you can have the idea of Taskmaster be around. But Carnage just got, yeah. Starkiller could have been Vader's personal inquisitor. Yeah, I would like that. Maybe he's sent to hunt down Cal. I would like that. I would honestly like that. There you go. Old Jacob's back. OG Jacob. The bloody raging one. Fucking hell. Hair is exceedingly long. It's going to continue to get longer. But this is the only problem. When you have it in a bloody man bun / ponytail all day, like, this is what happens. Just fucking goes like to 50 million sides. Fire hairstyle. Thank you, sir. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's like a rocker. But yeah, man, I need to do some. I need to talk on some Transformers stuff as well soon. Yes, they should make Mara Jade canon. Absolutely, Sony Carnage. Ugh. Yeah, literally, all they need to do is bring Venom over briefly, take the symbiote, and send Venom back, and then have an MCU Venom and Carnage, and leave Sony Venom and Carnage over there. Throw him in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. That way, you still get Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man, and you haven't got to worry about things getting fucked up. Yeah, Trevor Slattery was. Yeah, that's why they brought the proper Mandarin back in Shang-Chi, because they fucking screwed the pooch. Carnage didn't even feel like PG-13. It felt like PG. General Grievous was the MP. I've been looking like a rock star. I mean, it's actually much nicer when it's not been in a bloody man bun all day. But, you know, it's all right. The beauty of it is I can sort of just flick it to either side, you know. I can have the Anakin hair one day, or I can just have there you go. The mullet. The Jedi mullet. Sort of. Will I have a haircut? No. I like the long hair. I mean, if a role requires me to get it cut, I'll have no choice. But Woody Harrelson did great as Cletus. It's just the story was live action airbender. Hell nah. Well, I'm in evil mode at the moment, so we could make that a thing. Carnage should have been terrifying, I know. And Carnage and Cletus, they bond together like no one else does. That's what really bothered me. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm going to round it off here. 2 hours and 5 minutes. I'm glad that I went live because I didn't plan to. I was literally just sat here watching the hang on, let me see if I can tidy that up a bit. There we go. I was sat here watching the episode of Hawkeye, and I was like, man, I just really want to talk about it. So here we are. And then Boba Fett dropped a trailer, and I was like, man, I had to talk about it. I had to talk about it. We should watch Speed Racer. I never actually got round to watching it, but I always knew of it. But Dennis, good night. Darius, King, my brothers, shout out to you guys. Tristan, shout out to you, sir. Love the display pic. Chris, shout out to you. Anderson, shout out to you again. Lisa, shout out to you. GD, shout out to you. Abbas, shout out to you. Curious Crow, shout out to you. Vivid's a Chosen, shout out to you. Cobra Kai World, shout out to you as well, bro. Who else have we got here? Who else have we got? You and Robbie. You and Robbie with the hair and the sweet man buns. Happy birthday, Tanner. Happy birthday, Tanner. Twin. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to him. See you, chumps. You and weird movie. Abbas, you have some weird taste in movies, bro. But hey, each to his own. I've heard nothing but interesting things about Speed Racer. But, you know, be easy. It's just an opinion. Don't worry. Batman Begins is better than Dark Knight. I actually think Dark Knight Rises is heavily underappreciated. Yeah, that's it. I never heard of Speed. How'd that get in there? Okay, guys. All right. Time to round off. We got the strike. We got the OG Jacob look going on. Season 1, Robbie Keane. It's like, what line should I say? Hey, give me a Robbie line from Season 1. Was it? Ooh, so you mean I can grow up and have my own strip mall karate school? But yeah, happy birthday to Tanner. Don't think he watches my videos or streams, but happy birthday to the man. Seeing him get the dub. But yeah, I mean, this isn't even OG Jacob. This is longer hair than OG Jacob. This is like ridiculous. But as I said, it's more like Season 2. Yeah, Season 1, he had Nita hair. And Season 2, his hair literally curls like this. Hang on, let me do it. Like, it literally curls like around his ears. And there's scenes where he's just like flapping his hair consistently. It's like, keep it still. Keep it still, Tanner. You're Don't try to play dad now. You're a pathetic loser. Do you know what? Dark Knight Rises is so fucking good. No, it's my fucking dad. She doesn't love you. She loves me. Don't hug my dad. That was the person that was hugging my dad. Once a Cobra Kai, always a Cobra Kai. There we go. I'm sorry, Mr. Russo. It was my fault. I brought it here. I was going to tell you. Robbie's Raw. Yeah, the Raw was just so... I need to do a video on that. All right, guys. I'm going to head out. Take care of yourselves. May the Force be with you. Boba Fett. Cobra Kai trailer tomorrow. Cobra Kai Season 4 on the horizon. Hawkeye is amazing. And, yeah. We're in for a good time. Us pop culture fans are eating well. That could be a good short hairstyle. Then why did it happen? Robbie looks better with short hair. Miguel looks better with long hair. I think Miguel looks better with either. I had no idea what an actual father and son trip looked like, so I had to use my imagination. You're not the devil. You practice. Favorite quote from Dimitri. It's got to be actually in the comics. They call it Spider Sense. Nice hair. What is this? Your Red Hulk phase? Yeah. It's decent. It is decent. All right, guys. Take it off. Just about to go get some beers. You know what? Everyone, raise a toast back to Strike First Media. Raise a toast. Cheers, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. Everyone raise a pint to my brother. I mean, I can't. I mean, I won't. Sorry, always get those two mixed up. Should have known. Yeah, back at you, Strike. There you go. This is it. Got the points raised for you, Strike. You may think I'm a movie star, but I'm also an Eternal. Man, that was hilarious. The trailer's coming tomorrow. Strike, strike, strike. Did you guys get to the... Did you guys get together the second I was gone, or wait a week to make it look good? At least now I know you stopped writing. I stopped writing because you never answered. Yo, it's kind of hard to write back in between getting my face busted in. Man, said it was such aggression. See, now I'm at 210. Say, let me just wait a few seconds. Just put some random comments in the chat for a few seconds while I, wait for the clock to run down. Okay, now I'm ending. Everyone, take care of yourselves. May the Force be with you. Hawkeye's amazing. Book of Boba Fett coming up. Cobra Kai coming up. Good times await. We eating good. Spider-Verse and that. Peace out. Thank you for the donation, Strike Brother, and I will see you all in another stream soon.